Welcome to Politics News Wolf US channel. The advance of the Russian army abruptly stopped, and Russia faced colossal surpluses. The Russian army search for a solution to the bad course did not yield results in a short time. So what was the secret of Ukraine's success in the face of such a strong army? With the weapons and military equipment provided by the West, Ukraine was able to gain a great advantage against the Russian army on the battle line. Behind this, of course, lies high-tech weapons. The active use of Ukrainian fighters, especially UAVs and Sija, which reduced military losses to zero, enabled them to take a superior position against the Russian army. Ukraine and Moscow, having reached St. Petersburg, began mass production of unmanned aerial vehicles in Ukraine. They began mass production of Shahi drones, which can fly to the largest east of. After successful testing of a Shahi unmanned aerial vehicle in Ukraine, which was almost completely copied from Iran's IJ-2 UAV, but with a shorter range of the 1 kilometer and a smaller forward, Ukraine said that these UAVs began to prepare for mass production. The main danger of such drones, at least in terms of range, is to reach Russia's largest cities, Rusoto, Wago. Cousin Moscow and St. Petersburg can be reached. The presented video frames shows the test of a Ukrainian camp as a drone. The latter is quite similar to the design of the IJ-2 drone in service in Iran. But such an aircraft is slightly smaller in size, has a shorter fight range, and is equipped with less explosives. Due to the successful testing of the UAVs, mass production of these UAVs may begin in the coming weeks, and such weapons may cause an extremely serious. It is not known how the Ukrainian army managed to copy the Iranian drone, but experts do not exclude that. This could be one of the types of assistance from Israel, which was previously actively engaged in such weapons from Iran. Between the scope of the drone army project, 1,765 UAVs were purchased for a total of 3.4 billion and 3,500 military personnel were trained to use. According to a NS agency, Mikhailo, Federal Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Digital Transformation, said this in an interview with a newspaper. The Prime Minister and Minister of Digital Transformation, Mikhailo Federal, said this is a technological war. It is necessary to use UAVs more effectively and save the lives of our soldiers. This is why the Drone Army project was launched as part of the fundraising platform. United 24 Federal also said, 1,765 birds totaling 3.4 billion. We also train drone pilots. More than 3,500 soldiers have already undergone such training. He emphasized that Ukraine has special needs UAVs that can see up to 50 kilometers. This will help save the lives of Ukrainian soldiers and more effectively repel enemy attacks. Drone Army, as reported, is a project initiated by Armed Forces General Staff and the Ministry of Digital Transformation. This is a comprehensive program that includes the systematic purchase of drones, dairy repair, and training courses for relevant specialists. The project was launched on July 1, 2022. Meanwhile, disagreements among Russian military forces continue to result in massive casualties. Wagner Group's lose 50% in the Ukraine war, according to British intelligence. Up to half of the convicts deployed the fight in Ukraine by Russia. Smna mercenary group were probably killed or rounded. The UK Defence Ministry said in its daily intelligence update on the war. Russia Ministry of Defense and private military contractor forces have suffered possibly between 175,000 and 200,000 casualties since the start of the invasion of Ukraine. About a year. This probably includes the killing of about 40 to 60,000 people. He edited. The ministry said the Russian casualty rate has increased significantly since September 2022, when the partial mobilization was implanted by modern standards. These figures represent a high proportion of personnel killed compared to injured. This is almost certainly because most of the force is provided with extremely rudimentary medical. The mystery said Wagner. PMC forces have deployed to large numbers of convicted soldiers. These probably suffered a casualty rate up to 50%. Prego said in early February that Wagner was no longer conscripting prisoners after he offered male prisoners committed sentences and cash incentives in exchange for 6 months of military service in Ukraine since the summer of 2000. On Wednesday, the Wagner chief released a video reaffirming this. The group was no longer recreating prisoners without specifying details or a reason. Prevo, who has long been seen to have close ties with Russian President Vladimir Putin, has been outspoken about the war in recent weeks. Bago in eastern Dona region has been the flashpoint of the war, nearly 6 months with Russia focusing its attacks on the industrial city, led by the Wagner. On Wednesday, Prego said in a video posted in his company Concord social media channel that it could take months to capture Bemu, blaming Moscow's monster bureaucracy for Russia's slow meter advance in region. Bean's defense ministry on Thursday said Russia was reluctant to deploy its air forces over Ukraine due to the high threat from Ukraine's air defenses. He noted that Russian sword rates had increased in the past week after several weeks of quieter activity. He said activity is now nearly the same as the average day rate seen since the summer of 2020. Putin will deliver a televised speech to the Russian Federal Assembly on February 21, the anniversary of the official declaration of the Luhansk and Don region in eastern Ukraine as independent states. Meanwhile, we are going through a period of radical changes in Ukraine. President Volodymyr introduced the new minister, Ior Kleko, to the staff of the Ministry of Internal. Zelensky said Ior Kleko has been appointed Minister of Internal Affairs of Ukraine. He knows how and what needs to be done now so that all NEL of the National Police, National Guard, State Emergency Service, State, Border Guard Service, Immigration Service, and the Ministry of Internal Affairs continue to work efficiently and fight for our. The President emphasized that trust and respect are among the main duties of Ior Kleko. President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky said, saw that Ukrainian children trust Ukrainian police officers and want to become police officers, National Guards, saviors and border guards themselves. He stated that they took such a decision so that our citizens would respect the Ministry of Interior. On January 18, 9 people, including former Minister of Internal Affairs, Denis Monk, and First Dirihanhan and State Secretary of the Ministry of Internal Affairs, Yuri Kovac, died in a helicopter crash in the town of Bravo Care. Thank you for watching the video. If you find it useful, please comment and share the video for us. It will make our channel more known. See you in the following videos. Thank you very much.